And yes, as we're back once again doing another segment on the Closed Fist with Joey, Will, and I'll give this another shot, Derek, the Nightmare John.
There you go.
Very nice.
I dig it.
Very nice. Talking about Smackdown stuff.
All right, guys, good segment.
All right, I gotta go. And we're done. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shake-up happening there with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, something we don't normally see.
It's the most exciting thing that they got going on.
Kind of it's what we talked about earlier, a title change at a house show.
Yeah,
not even a Smackdown house show.
Yeah, it was a Raw house show. It was the weirdest part.
But yeah, I mean, and then we get the battleground, and we're like, oh, the title goes back to AJ Styles,
and then SmackDown, and it goes right back.
What's going on here? I mean,
but it comes off on the pay-per-view that wasn't. I don't think that was scheduled to happen. It wasn't done, because he wasn't pinned.
I think
shoulders weren't down.
There were rumblings that the match finish was botched.
Yeah.
And at Battleground, so it was like it was another cheesy finish. Anyway, I mean, like I watched it and I'm like, something ain't right. Something just wasn't right. But they made up for it with a pretty good match on Tuesday night. AJ Styles, U.S. champ, second time, good for him. But what do you make of that rivalry?
Not bad. And I like the tossing of changing it up a little bit and throwing Jericho in there.
Yeah.
It was good to see the list return.
Yeah.
Drink it in, man.
Yeah.
Like the Judas in my mind.
I don't know what it is, but Jericho's got it.
I've been waiting for that to surface.
Yeah. It took that long.
That was one of the best things he ever came out with, between it and the list.
Yes.
You made the list.
I almost wore my it shirt today too.
And I forgot my list.
Fail.
F plus for the day.
Yeah.
Wow, we're about as good as the writers for the WWE.
Well, they're an F minus. But
you get the F out.
Delete. Oh, sorry.
How much? Jericho being back, nice little twist in there, throwing him in the championship match and whatnot. I mean, he had a great run. He's back, but do they let it evolve or do they try to push the list even more?
I would almost like to see him actually start taking people on the list out.
That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a different angle to it.
Actually make the list mean something, like, because it was this big comedic thing. Hey, you'd have it start that way, and then he actually just starts taking people on the list out, working his way up to even potentially a feud with some type of authority.
Let him be the Ayatollah of rock and rolla that he is.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome when he first came in.
Now do you put the Ayatollah against the Maharaja?
Ooh.
Oh, let's see how that rolls.
Or when Mick Nipples drops the belt, do you put them in a tag team and have the Ayatollah
Maharaja? The Maharaja Ayatollah?
The Maharajatollah?
The Maharajatollah, there it is.
And then they get a harem, and then they got a whole thing going.
Okay.
And Kali can carry him out to
No.
Spell Maharajatollah.
No,
but I will buy that shirt.
Spelled wrong. I'm just But SmackDown in general, I think, just puts on a better show and whatnot. And I think it's because of guys like AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and
I tend to see, like, between the two rosters, you have Raw has a lot of, like, the McMahon guys and a few of the bigger, higher end, NXT guys that Triple H brought in, and SmackDown doesn't rely on that.
Right.
They have a lot of these guys like AJ, who's been putting on fantastic matches since he was 18.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have these guys that are trying to earn a spot, trying to replace.
You have your Raw that are like the big over-the-top superstars, your Braun Strowmans, your Roman Reigns, and you have SmackDown, like you're saying, is those not indie guys, but those borderline indie guys.
The land of opportunity.
Yeah. Yep. The fear, but guys don't seem to get, I don't want to say buried as badly on SmackDown as they do on Raw. And I'll bring up a name.
Because they don't have those guys.
Because I'll bring up a name here, Bray Wyatt. He was one of their top guys on SmackDown. They bring him over to Raw, and where's Bray?
Drop the ball with him once again.
they've dropped the ball in his whole career.
Yes.
He's got a fantastic character. He's got a fantastic thing going for him.
One of the
And
best
they
guys on the mic ever.
And they just won't let him.
Are they afraid to do? I mean, it's almost like they're afraid to do it.
Like it seems like they're afraid to build around that cryptic character of his because, I mean, I'm sorry, if somebody was going to beat the streak, it should have been him. If
Yes.
somebody was going to retire the Undertaker, it should have been him.
There was talks of him being the replacement for the Taker, and you can't replace the Taker and lose all the time.
Yeah.
But and that's a great, and I'm glad you said that.
Will is so sick of this conversation.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just listening.
I'm sorry. Would you like a lollipop, young man?
No, he buried himself. He completely buried
How
himself.
did he bury himself? How did he bury? Don't give me the look.
Yeah, how did he bury himself? Excuse me. The whole thing, what do? They shy away from scandal, don't they? Most of the time, and there's always been something. They shy away from it, regardless of how you feel about it. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's true. Ever since that broke like 2 months ago, what happened to him? He was in the mix. He was in the heavyweight title mix. He was in that 5-way. At not Money in the Bank, but the pay-per-view before. There's so many pay-per-views now I can't even keep up with which one's which. That broke with him and JoJo. Where is he?
Yeah, but look at the scandals that other guys have been through. Roman Reigns.
No, I'm just saying.
And they built him right back up.
I'm just saying they buried him.
They buried him. Look, and it's not like something like that hasn't happened before.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying.
Let me just put it this way.
It's going to take time.
Okay, but let's put it this way. Triple H was involved in scandal himself back in the day.
And who?
China.
Oh, the China thing.
Hold on. China, Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie's been involved in quite a bit of stuff herself.
The only reason why he never got buried is because he married the boss's daughter.
Pick me. He didn't get buried. He got buried worse than anybody ever in the history of that company. After the whole click thing, they buried that dude. But he even admitted to it.
He even admitted to it, but he married the boss's daughter.
Yeah,
and where did he go?
And he got out of it. I'm just saying, nobody's been buried more than him.
If you want to go a little bit more modern with it, though, like, I mean, you've seen Seth Rollins come out and have different racy pictures and shit.
Oh, yeah.
In Charlotte, neither one of them have gotten buried.
Yeah.
Or look at Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got straight up porn on the internet.
That's fake, though.
Have you seen it?
The Alexa Bliss stuff, they said it was all fake. I mean, the Paige stuff, I don't want to get into porn on
Alexa's straight up. There's no way that they fake that.
But
Oh, so you've seen it?
Yeah. I'll show you later.
I tried to get out of it making it weird, but I guess it doesn't.
I'll send it to you. I filmed it.
I'd say it's saved to my phone, but I'm not creepy.
we're on the track. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, okay. But I'm
Oddly enough,
okay.
they use that line in the porn.
I don't want to go off to the whole buried thing.
They call her Bliss for a reason.
But the thing, but here's the thing: if Vince likes you, you're gonna be fine.
So
if
Bray
Vince
a
doesn't
Triple
like
H
you,
guy or a Vince guy?
he's a Triple H guy.
Yep.
Okay.
He's a Triple H guy. Triple H, I mean, Dusty Rhodes, I believe, is the one that was credited with coming up with the Bray Wyatt character, and down in NXT, he was pretty much under Triple H's tutelage, coming through NXT. He gets promoted to the main roster, and I'm telling you, and this happens in the real world too. If the
There's a real
boss
world?
is not in your favor, if he's not on your side, it doesn't take much to have it go the other way. And that's just and that's just the truth. He's not a Vince type of guy. He's not built like a Vince guy. He doesn't have the
Your consummate Vince guy, Batista.
but thank
He
you.
was involved in stuff like this too, and
and never
he gets to dictate when, where, why he shows up, and what title he wants to shoot for.
Oh, Brock Lesnar?
the Royal Rumble.
Wait a minute.
The Royal Rumble incident.
Yeah.
He comes back. His
Yeah.
first match back was the Royal Rumble. They had him win the Royal Rumble, and we're like, huh?
And they boot him out of the arena.
And they booed him out, but they didn't care because
Not only didn't they care, he was then sitting there like flipping
But-
off fans and shit too.
Yeah.
Like,
They turned him real quick because they brought him in. They brought him in as a face for that Rumble. You saw it, and the way the promos were cut and everything else. And then once they booed him out of the arena, what'd they do with him?
they healed
put
him.
Excuse me, right back with Evolution, and they put because they didn't know what to do. They were like, all right, well, he's not over, so here you go.
Yeah, but that all that aside, I mean that's storyline stuff. That's whatever he gets booed, he gets cheered, whatever. They'll put him over with a faction. They'll put him over,
but they didn't
with
bury
whatever.
him.
But
Right.
they didn't. But they never buried him.
Yeah.
Just like they never.
He buried himself.
You know what? And he played him like a fiddle.
Oh yeah, he made his money
played-
bounce.
He made he made his
You
money
saw what
bounce.
The Rock does.
I mean, a lot.
He's a cheap man's Rock, poor man's Rock, or trying to be, whatever. But
Well, I mean, he's doing well for himself.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
the point is, they never buried him. They never buried Charlotte. They haven't buried Charlotte for her scandal, and they haven't buried anybody else the way that they're burying Bray Wyatt right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Bray's the guy you could build the company
Yeah,
around.
I agree.
Absolutely.
It's no secret that he's my boy.
In the ring, on the mic.
Yep.
He's the total package of what they've been looking for, but because he doesn't have the body type that Vince doesn't like.
Here's the question:
Yeah.
Shake-up time. Does he go back to SmackDown
I hope
for
so.
lack of a good heel?
But he's one of those guys that it doesn't matter if he's a heel or a face.
Right.
I don't think.
He's that guy that could live between the lines.
I mean,
He's your Undertaker.
because everybody and you know what? And if you want to talk about scandal, how many affairs did the Undertaker get away with? And he wound up being the top guy for 25 years.
Vince had his own scandals. He never got buried.
Vince, I'm so sick of one of the things that I'm sick of is how guys can write their own ticket
Yeah.
in that business. And I'm not behind the scenes of the business. I'm not a part of the business. But sometimes it just makes it so obvious. It's just like, come on, you're gonna bury a guy for something that they've all done.
No,
they're all people.
I use it as an example. I'm not saying that was the main reason, the main focus of it. I'm just saying it's just weird to me how he was in the main event picture, and then that happened, and all of a sudden, gone.
But they have, but you know what though? Sometimes they look for a reason.
I think
That's
they
kind of more of the way I was looking
Yeah.
at it.
I
think they had a
Vince
bigger-
was looking for a reason. So
right.
if you say, from what your guys are saying, that he's a Triple H guy, Vince doesn't like him. Oh, there's my window of opportunity, my door of opportunity. Bye. Not done, but buried, basically.
they lose him, they're going to be screwed.
Yeah.
He's going to go somewhere and just kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see
But
him.
would WWE sue for the intellectual property of Bray Wyatt?
You know what?
That gimmick, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
You know what?
I mean, but
He wouldn't
how
need
many
it,
times
though.
have we
How do
seen?
you just change it by a little change and it's all of a sudden his? That's why I'm saying even with the Hardys, they can change that just enough and get by without any problems.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, how many times have we seen guys leave the company, wrestle under a different name, change their name a little bit, but the same gimmick, it's the same thing
Yep.
with a different name and just a slight change.
They can sue for like, oh, you're copying something, but it's like, it's like when the TNA had Aces and Eights.
Yep.
They were copying the NWO.
I mean, how about when Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were on TNA and they're walking around crotch chopping everybody,
Yeah.
openly mocking DX.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's you can only copyright or have property so much. At the end of the day, it's still the character.
Yeah.
You can't change the person. I mean,
Yeah. But
Anyway.
yeah. but that's a guy. If you're looking at if they do another shakeup, that's a guy I would try to get back over to SmackDown.
I didn't-
because he can shine there.
I don't understand why they shifted him back to Raw in the first place.
Nope, no idea.
When you
Unless
were
they had some
Bray-
sort of plan for it that just didn't work out due to somebody getting injured or whatever the storyline was.
Does he
over
not
there.
work on Raw because it's Vince's show?
That's what I think.
Is that what you guys are saying at the end of the day? Is that what it is?
It's a very good possibility.
I think it's more than a possibility, to be honest with you. I mean, it's
they're already teasing, reforming the family. So,
Yeah, he had that cryptic tweet.
yeah.
well, you know what? I mean, they're making their bed with this because you know what they have.
Bring up Sister Abigail, make the Wyatt family whole again, and just
Put
let
Daniel
them
Bryan back in it.
run wild somewhere.
Crazy Mary. You brought up
Mary
Crazy
Dobson, yep.
She was in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So
There's your sister Abigail.
They could they're gonna. The rumor is they're gonna sign 10 ladies out of that whole thing. So, and if she's one of them,
I think they should get rid of 205 Live and give it a female wrestling hour show or whatever.
Well, now we're gonna make Will happy.
Haha.
We're gonna talk Shinsuke versus Baron Corbin.
Okay. I'm back on board now.
Baron Corbin.
Who I hear is not very liked in the locker room. He is a lone wolf.
He is. He could be playing that up to a T. But your take on Baron Corbin?
I like Baron Corbin. I think they're wasting his talent too.
I think he needs to cut his hair because it's way too thin on top.
I don't know if he is. I don't know.
I think I'd have to disagree on the one point. I think Baron Corbin's one of my favorites, but I think his trajectory is a slow burn. I don't think they're wasting him yet because he hasn't done anything with that Money in the Bank. If they don't do anything with that Money in the Bank contract, then because he's won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, he's Money in the Bank. For a young career of 4 or 5 years, I don't know how long he was in NXT for, a couple years.
Couple years, yeah.
Didn't they have?
Are they going to Ziggler him?
Well, didn't he he came out, he won Money in the Bank, and then he dropped his very next match?
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I mean,
it's tough to, when you look back at the guys who've really shined after the Money in the Bank, Edge was always top tier.
That was
around
Vince's
that time,
guy. Vince loved Edge, man.
It could be a Ziggler thing. Ziggler had his little spikes here and there, and they've really done nothing.
Like I said, I want to see what they do with after the Money in the Bank.
Well, here's a question: did they give Money in the Bank
to somebody that could lose it?
To somebody that could possibly lose it?
It's been a while since that's happened.
But was Baron
happened once, right? Was it Sandow?
Damian Sandow?
Yeah.
He lost. Yeah. Did they give
Speaking
it to
of wasted talent?
Oh, we could have a whole show on wasted talent and still have room.
I think we should.
But it's like, did they give it to the wrong guy?
In this instance, right now, I don't think so. I think it's the perfect trajectory if they want to see what he can do.
I think they're waiting for the right moment to use him. Mm-hmm. I think they're waiting for the right exact plan for him.
I've always liked when they use the Money in the Bank. Is you have it have the guy have it for a while, have him kind of
hit people with a suitcase a couple times.
Use it to his advantage. Always have that lurking in the background. Yeah. It's a nice, oh crap, somebody got hurt. When Finn got hurt, if you had a Money in the Bank guy in the background, you could have
come out and
had it instead of oh, I'm hurt, so I'm relinquishing this, and now we're gonna, oh crap, now who's gonna take it kind of thing. You could have a thing where he comes out to celebrate and gets ambushed and cashed in on.
So a transitional champion.
I mean, it's kind of what a Money in the Bank is. Yeah. It's true, and most of them, except for Seth Rollins
and Punk. I think
Seth Rollins wasn't. But Punk won his off. Which one? The one where he was the longest reigning champion. He beat Cena clean at the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, that's
at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Now, does Baron Corbin's success come at the expense of Shinsuke Nakamura?
Gimmick problems.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nakamura's on his way out, probably.
Yeah.
If he already said he's gone, absolutely.
It's
has he been there? Has he been there a year yet?
Well, he was in NXT for a while.
He was in NXT for a while, for like a year. Yeah. But he was signed to a 3-year deal. So do you figure a year?
Probably a year and a half left.
A year, about that, give or take. But it's like
he's going to hold the title at least for a week.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, he was such a great talent and such a great build-up to him coming over here from Japan. Again, a Triple H.
Yeah. The crowd loves him.
The crowd, he's over.
The crowd gets a hell of a pop.
He's over. But it's like, okay, is this another case where, okay, they have Baron Corbin, who's like one of their own. It's like a WWE owned, like a farm. He came up through their farm system, kind of a thing. Now he's up on the main roster. Here comes Shinsuke Nakamura, who spent 15 years in Japan. Now he's on the main roster. I mean, did they take Baron Corbin, kind of push him, and kind of put Shinsuke Nakamura off to the side a little bit?
I think they're building it up for him and Styles.
Yeah.
just because of what they did in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's the end game with at least with Shinsuke's end of it.
I think that's what everybody wants to see anyway.
Him and AJ. AJ's got the belt.
A U.S. belt anyway.
You put a belt on Shinsuke. You would think with the talent and the build-up, like you said, he wouldn't need a belt per se. But I think the way things have gone with what they've done with him, he might need a belt.
No, here's the thing. Well, now they're pushing. Now on the Smackdown coming up episode of Smackdown, they're going to have Shinsuke versus Cena on free TV. I mean, does that even make any sense?
Ratings boost.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about how they're struggling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You put, you walk a fine line of giving stuff away for free versus, getting people to pay for. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you pay for the network, it's not like people are spending $60 on a pay-per-view anymore.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. It's Shinsuke versus Cena to see who's fighting Nipples Mahal.
That's another.
Does that become now a three-way match because the match is so good that?
Well, here's the thing.
Or do you let Cena lose to Shinsuke?
Does this now?
Because it's for the main event at SummerSlam. Yeah.
I'm saying, do you let Cena lose for the hell of it?
Now, here's the thing. This is. I mean, it's a big night for SummerSlam for the one brand. How big of? This is going to tell the story of what happens to Shinsuke. I think over the next year and whatever. If he loses to Cena, does that kill Shinsuke? Any momentum Shinsuke has at this point?
I don't know. I think Cena's got to put his shovel away. He's a part-timer now.
Yep.
He's another guy. Doesn't need the title. Doesn't need to be in the title picture. You don't need Cena to play the U.S. versus somebody else card again.
Here's the problem, though. When was the last time Cena had a belt?
Yeah.
But do we really want his next one?
Oh, I don't want him to have anything. I want him to go away. I've seen enough.
Right.
Literally.
So, I mean, do we really want him getting a one-off championship for number 17?
That would be so cheesy. I mean, it's like, to give him 17, to have him beat Ric Flair, that's a WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It can't.
Well, here's the thing,
SummerSlam.
too.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if Shinsuke loses, Cena goes on to SummerSlam, this can go one of two ways. They either let Jinder McPimples win to give him street cred
Going into India.
Or
do you use Shinsuke because he's big over there? And that could be a great feud going into India.
So, I mean, I know we're kind of crossing brands here. Do you see Cena lose this
Go to
one
Raw.
way or another, go to Raw, and challenge whoever takes the title from?
He is the free agent.
Or he could
He said he
or let him
got
take it
either
from
show,
Brock.
So.
Let him take it from Brock.
Have him take it from Brock, or have him,
Battle Strowman.
right? Have Super
Battle of the
Cena
Giants.
be the guy who can take on the beast that you built.
Because we've already seen Cena and Roman, right?
Yeah, but the problem that you have there is that you're letting a part-timer kill the momentum of one of your biggest beasts. At
With
that
who?
point,
With who? Brock?
Braun.
Oh, Braun.
Yeah, but that could be a great battle going
It
back
could be
and
a
forth.
great battle. I mean,
But you have a part-timer taking over for a part-timer, so that's another problem.
I mean, I think.
but that could also be a slow lead to a WrestleMania moment too.
True.
If you're gonna have Braun hold it, build with it, through WrestleMania, which if that's what they're gonna do, I wouldn't be. But then all of a sudden you see Cena versus Braun WrestleMania for the title. Well, guess what? There's number 17. Thanks, guys.
But
Right.
Well,
anytime he's going to be in a title match, that 17 is going to be there no matter what.
But Jinder McPimples, at some point, he's going to be gone. The belt is not going to be on him.
Thank God.
The next guy that they have be champion,
Bray Wyatt.
that's a distinct possibility between now and then, because the superstar shakeup is going to be could be coming soon. The next guy that holds that belt is going to be a guy that, are they going to make a transitional champ, or are they going to have him be the guy for a while?
And let him hold it to WrestleMania.
What about transferring Mr. Money in the Bank in the Superstar Shakeup?
That's a possibility, too.
Yeah.
He goes to Raw. You have
I think
a guy,
there's-
and then
right.
if say Braun does take that, now you have Corbin, who
Right.
he's not a small guy.
Right. Although he did get beat countless times by Sami Zayn, which to me gives his credit.
And you know that's a huge
Did he
boost
get
for
beat
Sami.
He did like 3 times.
Yeah, that's
over
a-
stupid matches.
But you know what though? That's a huge boost for Sami Zayn because he's been working his butt off. He's been working his butt off.
Shoot me now,
Want me to do it?
please.
Do my light work.
Sami Zayn can
Explain
go
yourself.
somewhere else.
Sami Zayn is a perfect mid-card champion.
I agree with that.
Perfect. He doesn't have to be the star. He doesn't have to be like the main guy, but you can put the U.S. belt on him. You can put the IC belt on him. The way he performs in the ring, and he has some decent mic skills. Why are you burying people like this? I don't understand. I just don't get it.
He's got kids, man. Oh, wrong guy. Sorry.
Effing white people.
Exactly. Thank you. Another ginger. There you go.
Yeah.
But you know,
He's annoying.
he's not annoying.
And this thing with Maria and her husband is pointless.
Well, that's a whole
That's all
nother.
pointless.
He's annoying.
That's a whole nother train wreck. But I like Sami Zayn. I'm sorry. I think
Hey, we all have the favorites. You know what I mean? People. you know.
I'm with him. I like Sami Zayn, but I don't think he's anything higher than a mid carder.
Yeah.
And for a little while, I think that's why people lost their taste for him because he was pushing toward the top of the card.
I think he
where
needs
I
to
don't
just
think
do
he
house
belongs there.
shows and be done with it.
I think his in-ring work is just fantastic.
He's got
And
some good moves in the ring. I'll give him
Can
that.
we pitch
but-
the idea of forming a ginger stable? There's like 3 or 4 of them.
that would be fantastic.
We call it Solus.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is that where you put Sheamus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean-
yeah.
I just got to wear my sunglasses whenever he's on.
And you got a female to throw in there too.
Yeah, true.
I mean, between
Throw Becky Lynch in there, you're good to go.
between him, Heath Slater, Mr. Face the Facts, all gingers. So
There you
toss
go.
them all together. And
Yeah.
But I think it's
And
a good.
Jinder can change his name to Ginger Mahal.
Sorry, I just had this.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Take off the turban. He's got like a red wig on. That would be amazing. Oh my god.
Looks like Becky Lynch's
I
hair.
mean, didn't Eve call him that?
Oh my god!
That's
Oh
great.
my god!
The Red Haraja.